Hey guys, Irene here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know that I haven't posted a video in quite a while, but I've been just feeling a little bit uninspired and I have to be in a very specific mindset to create YouTube videos. But for my New Year's resolution for 2024, I decided that I want to try more things that I've never tried before and start experimenting with different styles of photography. I have a really cool project coming up very soon, so stay tuned for that. But today we're gonna start out with using a brand that I've never used before. So yes, I realized that I've never shot with a Nikon camera before. And it is a little bit weird because if you guys know, I am Ukrainian and we love potatoes. Nikon community, please do not cancel me. I'm so sorry, but I had to do this. But all jokes aside, I asked you guys on my social media what camera should I review from Nikon, and overwhelmingly you guys said Z8. So this is what I got, and I decided on two prime lenses, 85 1.2 and 50 1.2. I was super excited to know that Nikon has the 85 1.2 because not a lot of other brands have it, and you guys know that this is my holy grail lens, so I was super excited to take this setup and do some cool photo shoots with it. I did one indoor photo shoot and a outside photo shoot, and I also compared this setup to my regular Canon setup. I've compared it to the R5 with the RF 85 1.2. Stay tuned to see that later on in the video with some example images on a real life photo shoot. But let's start with just some first impressions of this setup. This boy is chunky. It's kind of big, and I'm used to other brands being smaller like Sony or Fuji or Olympus. Even my Canon camera is smaller than this setup. Also, I do have pretty small hands, so this just kind of feels a bit clunky, but to be honest, I did get used to it pretty quickly, so this wasn't like a big issue for me. I did like having this big monitor. It's really nice to view your images on it. The only thing that I don't like is that it's not fully articulated monitor. This is like the only thing I can do with it, and I do really like having fully articulated monitors because I do record myself a lot. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm recording on the R6, and it's really nice to be able to flip the monitor so I can actually see what I'm recording. These prime lenses that I got are big and heavy. It's not that big of a deal for me. I normally don't have to lug this gear around for more than 2 hours. I don't do weddings, so again, this was not a big deal for me personally. But if you're really concerned about the weight, I will say that this is probably the heaviest gear that I've ever used before. The menu on this camera was very straightforward, very easy to understand. It took me maybe like 30 minutes to set up the camera to my likings, and I didn't really have any trouble except for setting out the mode on this camera. So normally on all the other cameras it's very intuitive, very easy to find, but on this one I actually have to hold down the mode button and then scroll over here to switch the modes, which it's not very intuitive, and I actually had to Google how to do it because I could not find it on my own. But again, not that big of a deal. With a quick Google search, I was able to figure it out. Another thing that bamboozled me a little bit was actually inserting the lens. So all of the other brands that I've used before, you insert the lens by rotating it to the left, but on the Nikon it's the opposite. You actually rotate it to the right, which bamboozled me again for just a few minutes. I was trying to insert it and just kind of wiggling it in and out until it just snapped into place, and I was like, oh, it goes the other way. So that was interesting. When it comes to price, I think it's pretty standard. Here I have the price comparison between my normal Canon setup and the Nikon setup. So yeah, I think that's it for my first impressions, and let's get straight into the photo shoot. Maybe just right here with like these trees. Oh, can you lean like on this tree? Like, oh, don't take it off just now because I want to see if it even looks good. Uh-huh. Yeah, just like that. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, let's take off the jacket. Yeah, that's really nice. I can see the little yellow in the background, and there's more trees. It looks more interesting. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I loved you looking, kind of looking that way. Or what if you like keep your face that way, but eyes at me? Yes, exactly. Yeah, I love that. I was quite impressed with how the images were coming out, so I wanted to compare this to Canon setup. Both were shot with the same settings and manual white balance set to 6000 kelvins. When comparing the two, I think they look pretty much the same. Both super sharp, really beautiful, blurry, smooth background, just how I like it. The only noticeable difference is the color. Canon looks more warm, especially in the skin tone, while Nikon looks more neutral, leaning to cool. Also, both raw images were processed with Capture One. It is my preferred software to process RAWs. And although I do personally lean more towards warmer skin tones, I don't think this is a big deal since I will be editing the images anyways. And here are the two images edited side by side. I tried to edit them the same amount and match the colors. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you can spot which one is which. My personal opinion is that both setups delivered same quality and I don't see any difference beyond color. Actually, let's play a game and see if you can guess which one is which. Comment right now if you think number 1 is Nikon or number 2. Did you do it? Okay, here's the reveal. You know what if you just drop the camera, but you can maybe like put your hand somewhere like further down on the branch or something? Yeah, maybe like leaning like this is nice. Yeah, maybe like move, scooch closer to it. Yeah, so you can kind of like lean. Yeah, and then move. Yeah, actually that's really nice. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, I kind of want to be like to get this stuff. I don't think I'm like, this is how this is to hold me in so I don't fall in. Yeah, that's beautiful. What if you just drop the camera, just let it like be, and then maybe you hold on more to like, or you know what, like grab maybe a few of these. And you just kind of like hold them, kind of like this, kind of like you're looking at them and just playing around with them. Love it. For these last shots, I decided to set up a bare flash to kind of mimic a sunset light. I'm using Godak's AD100 and I think I set it to 1/8 of its power. The flash also has a yellow gel on it to make that light very warm and contrast nicely with the blue hour and the snow. And how amazing is my model Sonia? Poor thing was freezing. Can you take one step this way? Yeah, right there. I think I need to make this just a little bit less bright. Oh, this looks absolutely beautiful. And is it me here? Gorgeous. I also wanted to test the Z8 in the studio, so I got my sister to come over and take a few quick shots. I styled her in kind of a Greek-inspired outfit, and I did my usual one-light LED setup with Juin Mollis G200 and their parabolic softbox. I also used my collapsible backdrop from Kate Backdrop. All the links will be in the description. I do want to mention that the focusing on the Z8 is really great. It's super fast and accurate, and I would even say that it is slightly better than Canon and more on par with Sony for me. I have heard that some people are complaining about Nikon missing the iris and focusing on the eyelashes, but I personally did not have this happening with the Z8 and the lenses that I were using. As you can see, the eyes look perfectly in focus, but let me know if you've experienced this with Nikon. I did edit these images in that old master's painting kind of style, and I mainly achieve it with adding some texture backgrounds I get from the Met Museum's website. If you'd like to see a full tutorial on how I do that, check out a YouTube video I made a while ago. I will link it in the description. So in general, I loved using this Nikon setup. Having the 85 1.2 was great, and I felt like my images looked just as magical as they normally do. Didn't take me long to get used to the menu and a few quirks of the camera, and I would totally use it again. So let me know if you would like to see more videos using Nikon Gear, and what camera or lenses would you like me to test out next. And this is it for the video. Give it a like if you liked it, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!